Good morning, Centurions. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready? Begin.
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome to the first edition of the Inside Scoop for the 2018 through 2019 school year. For those of you new to Century, what you're seeing this morning will become pretty regular for you. We like to say the scoop is a new way to start the day.
You should be seeing the Inside Scoop every day except special scheduled days at the beginning of second period, just like right now. We'll be giving you school news, keeping you up to date on our sports team seasons, and maybe even teaching you a thing or two along the way.
Before we go any further, we have our principal, Dr. Swanson, live in the studio to give you his own personal welcome to the new school year. Take it away, Dr. Swanson.
Okay, good morning, Centurions. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you to the new school year. I am hoping you had an excellent summer and are ready to get started on a successful new year. All of us here at Century want you to be successful in the coming year. If you haven't yet, please take the start of the new year as a chance to turn over a new leaf. This means that you should start strong, perhaps with an intention to improve this year in some aspect. That could be related to doing a better job in studying, or behavior, or attendance, or getting involved in a sport or club. This year is going to be excellent, I can already tell. So, welcome to the new year. I am so glad to see so many of you after the summer. Go Centurions.
So like Dr. Swanson said, each new school year gives you the opportunity to change something that you did last year that you weren't happy about, or to do more of what made you successful last year.
One thing he mentioned was about getting involved, and there are so many ways for you to do that. We have all sorts of clubs on campus that you might be interested in checking out. There are way too many to list now, but one club that is starting off the school year after school tomorrow is the race team. Yup, Century has a race team and you can join. No matter whether you have any previous experience with racing or cars or any particular classes, everyone is welcome to join. They're having their first meeting tomorrow after school in room 333. If you'd like to see a little more about the club before you decide whether you want to go to the meeting, just search on Facebook or YouTube for Century High School Race Team, or the name of their first car called Unstoppable One. You'll find videos, photos, and a lot more.
Another thing that Dr. Swanson mentioned was maybe doing a better job in your classes or on your homework. You can receive academic help at the Centurion Club tutoring, which takes place every day after school. On Mondays, it takes place from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The rest of the week, it takes place from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Centurion Club is located in the middle of the 300 building.
Dr. Swanson also suggested getting involved in a sport, and that doesn't just mean playing it. Some of us aren't as good as athletic as others, so maybe just going to watch would be fun for you. As a matter of fact, there are sports going on this week already. This Friday, the varsity football team has its first game against Rancho Alamitos right here in our stadium. And also the varsity girls volleyball team will be at Santa Ana High School this Saturday, plucking the wings from their saints. We're pretty sure that the cross country and girls tennis teams are also competing this week, but their schedules aren't posted up yet. Just ask a team member or look for ASB posters to announce those.
We're also excited to announce the yet-to-be-named podcast that will be created by third period production class of the Inside Scoop. The podcast will probably be published weekly to bring you more details about the stories you hear about here on the Inside Scoop Daily. Broadcast along with all sorts of the goodies that will show you how incredible you Centurions really are. We'll definitely keep you informed about when the first podcast is available and how to get it, so stay tuned for that.
Not as exciting as the upcoming podcast, but maybe more immediately satisfying would be lunch, because Mondays are early release days. Lunch takes place after 6th period at 1:09, but the remaining days of the week. Century uses a 2-lunch system to make the lunch lines shorter so you have time to get to the restroom before you need to go back to class. So how do you know whether you go to first or second lunch?
Well, if your 4th period class is in the 200 building, that's the large building in the front of the school, where band and choir classes are held. The 300 and 400 buildings or PE, then you will go to lunch after 3rd period and then go to your 4th period. That means you have first lunch.
If your 4th period class is in the 5000 building, then you have second lunch and will go from your 3rd period class directly to your 4th period class and then have lunch after 4th period. 200s, 300s, 400s, and PE eat lunch before going to 4th period, and the 5000 building eats lunch after going to 4th period. If it seems confusing, just watch what the sophomores, juniors, and seniors do.
We told you earlier that you'd be seeing an Inside Scoop broadcast every day. We kind of lied, because we won't be producing another Inside Scoop broadcast that you're going to see until at least next Monday. Why is that, you might ask? Well, we pretty much put this broadcast together with duct tape and chewing gum.
You're not seeing them here on camera, but there are only 3 returning students from last year's Inside Scoop class. Most of the students last year were seniors, so they're no longer here to help run the broadcast, and having only 3 people knowing what they're doing wouldn't make a very good broadcast, because they can only do just so many things.
And with the class of about 25 students with only 3 returning students, you can probably imagine that a lot of training needs to take place before we can continually produce shows that we'd be proud of and that be interesting in seeing.
So, if there's no broadcast again until next Monday at the earliest, what are you going to do with the extra 15 minutes of second period each day until we return? Well, we suggest that your teacher takes the time to get you back up to speed with class expectations, maybe going over graduation requirements, or maybe taking a look at some of last year's final Inside Scoop broadcasts.
If you want to see past broadcasts of the Inside Scoop, you can always go to the Inside Scoop TV point. There you will find the last 7 broadcasts plus a link that will connect you to our YouTube channel, where you can find broadcasts going all the way back to 2015. And while you're there, you may all as well subscribe so that you'll be notified every time we upload a broadcast or when the new podcasts start to be uploaded.
Okay, well, that's all we have for you today, Centurions. Welcome back to another school year.
We look forward to keeping you informed about the awesomeness of Century High School. And remember,
you have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Make this year a good one. Bye.